Hey YouTube, it's Shaker, and I have something to admit. As a psychology and self-development nerd, I've always been working on new challenges, goals, and building habits. But there is one big thing that I've ignored for as long as I can remember. And that one big thing is building a good identity. You see, it's not like I've never heard about the importance of building a good identity, but like many of you, I simply ignored its importance. Instead, I chose to focus on new trendy and flashy ideas in the realm of self-help. I came across a book recently that put into perspective how much our identities shape us. And it's as if after hearing the same idea for years on again, something clicked in my mind. And I realized how much our identities control the way we think, feel, and behave. You see, our identities affect whether we eat fruits or Cheetos, whether we work out or sleep in, whether we work on our goals or slack off. You see, as much as we shape our identities also shape us. Well, there's also a silver lining to this, and that is a good identity can also propel us towards growth. And that means that building a good identity may be the key towards building a true inner self-confidence. It may be the key to sticking towards that goal that we're chasing. And it may be the key to seeing the change in ourselves that we've always wanted. Before we can escape the prison of our identities, it's important to understand how we see ourselves. I see myself as a brother to my sister, as a son of my parents, as a student, a YouTuber, as a guy from Toronto, and an athlete, though that's currently work in progress. I didn't realize how much a single identity shaped me until I thought back about the conversations I'd have with my friends about me being a vegetarian. You see, I'm a vegetarian primarily because I grew up in a Hindu household and everyone else in my family is also a vegetarian. And when I've had those conversations with my friends and they find out that I'm a vegetarian, they often ask me how I can deprive myself of the taste of meat and how I have the self-discipline to not eat meat. But to me, being a vegetarian is not a big deal. It's not something that has required a lot of effort or self-discipline on my part. It's simply something I've done since I was born. Plus, there's also like 375 million other people on this earth who are also vegetarians, so it's not a big deal. Looking back at these conversations was an eye-opener for me, and that's primarily because something that other people thought was difficult or required a lot of effort and discipline was easy for me. And the reason that thing was easy for me was because I had an identity of being a vegetarian. Our identity shaping our behavior is not just something I've experienced, but it's also something that has been studied by scientists. For example, in one experiment, scientists had two groups of people. One group was asked in a survey questions in which voting was framed as a behavior. So, how important is voting to you? The other group got survey questions in which voting was an enactment of a personal identity, such as how important is being a voter to you? Now, the cool thing is that the group that was primed with voting as an enactment of a personal identity was significantly more likely to register to vote. Now, not only that, but they also had a greater voter turnout in two different statewide elections. So the big question is, how can we develop a good identity that is more conducive towards helping us achieve our goals? Well, Eyal, the author of Indistractable, shares 3 tips towards building a good identity. The first is becoming a noun. The second is sharing with others. And the third is adopting rituals. The first tip is to identify as a noun. That means that, say, if you want to become a better runner, you should identify as a runner. Now, in my case, I have started to identify as a YouTuber. The reason for that being that I hope that identifying as a YouTuber will help me grow my channel and make me more successful. But initially, when I started doing that, I felt kind of phony. Why? Because I started thinking, how can I be a YouTuber or call myself a YouTuber if I only have like 2 videos on my channel and around 9 subscribers? But then I realized that by identifying as a YouTuber, I would put myself in psychologically in a state of mind in which I would be more focused on my work, and as a result, I would put more effort. This means that if I start identifying as a YouTuber, it's more likely that my channel will succeed. So the second tip for developing a good identity is to share with others. This means that, say, if you want to become a guitarist or you want to develop an identity as a musician, then you can share clips of yourself of playing that instrument or making music on social media. Now, in my case, I want to develop, again, the identity of a YouTuber. So what I've done is I've taken my YouTube videos and posts and I've shared them on my social media. The third and final tip for developing an identity is to adopt a ritual. Now, one example of this could be, say you want to start developing an identity of being a reader. Now, one thing you can do is to take your book or Kindle or whatever and place it by your pillow in the morning. So what we learned today was that our identities have a huge influence on the way we feel, think, and behave. And if we're smart about it, then we can develop identities that influence us to behave in a positive way and grow in the long term. So thank you for watching this video, and if you've liked it, then please press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below maybe what identity you want to develop or what your favorite idea was. Thank you.